Thank you very much. I try to save some time. It's always a thankless task to come right before the break. Anyway, during this short presentation, I will first give you a very brief overview of Hungarian language technology, and then I will focus on a recent initiative, the Hungarian Language and Speech Technology Platform, how it evolved into an alliance of similar technology platforms in Hungary, and then I will finish with some suggestions for potential implications for MetaNet. Well, as regards the founding fathers of Hungarian language technology, Marco already included to the prominent role of Ferenc Kriefer. Ferenc Pap, unfortunately, is no longer with us, is an eminent Slavist and has been doing pioneering work with very limited resources in his time. And here are some key figures of the present generation. Géza Gordos is the grand old man of Hungarian speech technology, and most of you will recognize among the audience Gábor Prószéki and András Kornai, who are both not only active researchers but very active spokesperson for Hungarian language technology. And here are some milestones in the development of Hungarian language technology, both in terms of the resources developed and also in terms of the birth of research centers. For more details, may I refer you to the Hungarian white paper that is available in online version, certainly, for you to see. And just to show you the very active participation of Hungarian research centers on the European scene, I have listed some of the major European projects of both speech and language technology partners. So this basically is just to give you a flavor of the activities and achievements of Hungarian activity in this field. I would now like to focus on an opportunity that came along in 2008 as a Hungarian government initiative which launched a call to form technology platforms as two-year projects with a funding of roughly 150,000 euros. And we were one of the 10 first projects that were awarded in the first generation of the platforms. The objectives are very, very similar to what we are doing within MetaNet, namely to mobilize and organize all major partners in the sector, and it was really not defined how small or how wide a sector is supposed to be. Raise awareness among users, policymakers, members of the public alike, and that was our homework, to prepare our own strategic research agenda and following it an implementation plan in the second year. Well, here are the founding members. The consortium, in fact, consisted of an alliance between academic and industrial partners, which was based on previous collaboration over the years in various projects. So this was a tried and tested consortium led by the Research Institute for Linguistics of the Hungarian Academy of Sciences. Well, as our task was to mobilize and reach out to other partners within other research centers within the field, we certainly enlisted more than double the initial number of partners. And as you will note, most of them come from industrial partners. And in fact, those with color highlighting are showing a demo for you in room Margate. So the mission was to share and integrate the high-quality technology accumulated in centers that worked relative isolation beforehand, to define a strategic research agenda with a view to contribute to the formation of national research and development policy, to disseminate the analysis and proposals among key players of the ICT sectors, and to represent Hungary on the European scene, and to disseminate the achievements of the platform among potential users of the technology, especially among SMEs. And as a result, indeed, we have produced the strategic research agenda on the left, and in the following year, the corresponding implementation plan. This being a national technology platform, all our dissemination material is in Hungarian. I'm sorry about that. What were the challenges that we faced? One was defining our profile. The Linguistics Institute, in the minds of the public or our targeted policy makers, decision makers, is associated with well, either theoretical work or the academic dictionary or the counseling activity, the hotline service that the Academy conducts daily. So putting language technology on the map certainly was an effort, not just among the public, but also among other players of the ICT sectors. And of course, to increase our visibility once we gained some recognition was a major challenge, and a huge step towards getting general recognition was achieved quite recently when language technology was incorporated as a topic in the Open University television series, which is a hugely popular television series, and language technology featured there in the form of a keynote address delivered by András Kornai, a magazine program, roughly the kind of demos that you can see yourself in room Margate, and also a panel discussion in prime television time. So that really was a very nice recognition of our efforts. But the 2 years went by. We, I believe, successfully concluded our projects, but the promised seamless evolution and the government response in the form of calls that are tailored to the requirements and needs and the strategic plans that we submitted to the National Innovation Office failed to materialize, and this was not just our position, but several other platforms. So, in order to provide for some long-term future, because this 2-year project clearly provided only the seed money, and we were given the task to make sure that we carve out a long-term future for us. So in this situation, several platforms of similar interest forged an alliance, and this is how what is informally called the IT5 alliance of platforms came about. And here is the list of the platforms that we forged an alliance with. On the left and on the right, their domain of interest. And as you see from the question mark there, we were immediately seen, I mean, the question marks are not supposed to raise doubt about our relevance. It really suggests that we had resources and tools to deliver, technologies to deliver to all of these partners. So that is why we are not pinned down on any particular one, and we were welcomed by all of them as being relevant to them. In fact, we also previously had been conducting very fruitful talks with the National Building Technology Platform for the building sector. And as we sat down with these colleagues, we found that there were very many applications where language technology could be embedded in so-called intelligent buildings or in urban planning, etc. Then, in the next slide, you can see that all of these platforms did have a European umbrella organization, and that is what you can see on the right. And here again, the question arises about our dual allegiance both to Clarin, which happened earlier, and to our recent membership of the Metanet Alliance. So the point I wanted to show you is that in Hungary, technology platforms proved a very useful means to organize and consolidate the community, to define a strategic future vision, and to raise awareness overall towards the field. And this quite naturally evolved into a platform-wide alliance in ICT-related platforms. And I want to conclude by raising the question whether this could be the way for Metanet also to evolve, given that we are an enabling technology, and in order to have a more leverage on the European level, we might consider forming similar alliances on the European level, which to me, on the basis of the Hungarian example, would seem to make sense. Thank you very much for your attention.